Hey guys, it's Empress, and guess what? I'm back with another one. Let's get to it! It's more than a statement, it's a way of life. Celebration, the Mr. Jackson talking. Alright guys, so my paws are still sweaty from the Like a Prayer video. Like, whew, it was crazy. In reading the comments, I gave more context. Got a lot of recommendations from the impressionists. Shout out to you guys are the best. In those recommendations came a mini documentary about when Like a Prayer rocked the world. So shout out to Chris for sending this my way. Let's take a look.
Madonna's Like a Prayer video was sex, it was religion, it was interracial kissing, it was about rape, it was about all the things that are out there but no one wants to talk about out loud.
She took aim at the biggest targets she could find.
Catholically.
Interesting though, she said interracial kissing, but what about profiling? She caught on to most of the things, but some of the things she didn't. Alright, let's go.
Pope, Republican majority, you might want to turn off your TV for the next 10 to 12 years.
And took corporate America along for the ride.
Pepsi made a deal with Madonna. It was a $10 million deal.
Wow, 10 million.
The result was the most controversial music video ever made.
I could see people were like, ah, she's the devil.
Now, a video that rocked the world. Madonna's Like a Prayer.
In 1989, you'd had 9 years of a conservative presidential administration, 8 years of Reagan, and then George H.W. Bush.
There was a very strong focus on the family values, right wing. You know, there was so much of that sensibility in the country.
The political agenda was to
Only thing I see is old white men in power. Let's go.
deny funding for National Endowment of the Arts because they were supporting homosexuals and graphic sexual behavior.
You start to see a lot of activism within the arts community. And Madonna was certainly somebody who was well aware of and involved in a lot of these fights.
That's my song.
With records like Papa Don't Preach and Like a Virgin, Madonna's work was always designed for controversy. But her first new video in 3 years was destined to start an all-out.
Wow, so it had been 3 years from... That can't be right. They must not be counting the soundtrack videos. They can't be. 3 years? Dang. Alright, let's go.
Fight.
I mean, people were waiting to see what she was going out next, and she wanted to come out with a bang.
She's like, what am I gonna do to freak everybody out right now?
By choosing the album's title track, Like a Prayer, Madonna sought to start a fire, and she asked director Mary Lambert to turn up the heat.
She called me up and said she wanted to play me the song, and so we just like drove around in her car, and she put the song on. My immediate reaction was this song compares religious ecstasy to sexual ecstasy, and she agreed. And she said, I want to make out with a black guy on the altar.
But before they could even begin production, Madonna's vision was already creating a stir behind the scenes.
Before we made the video, there was a meeting with several record company executives who said point blank they would like to come up with another idea and do something else.
The record company said there is no way that music television is going to play these kind of images. Bleeding stigmata, festering wounds with, pus and blood, and the part where Madonna has simulated sex with the saint.
And Madonna said point blank, F you, I'm going to do whatever I want, and music television will play it. I had a little smile. Yes. After that, they pretty much left us alone because Madonna had staked out her territory that she was going to do this.
Madonna's battle for creative control was fought and won, but she and her video were about to become deadly weapons in a very different war, one with a fortune at stake.
This was at a time when the cola wars were taking over, when Coke and Pepsi were trying to duke it out for the first spot.
Pepsi was in the business of aligning themselves with the biggest pop stars in the world.
They had a long track record of working with celebrities, including Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie and Don Johnson up to that point. Pepsi made a deal with Madonna. I believe it was a $10 million deal. Gave her $5 for the commercial and $5 to sponsor her tour. And the commercial was going to run at exactly the same time all over the world.
The deal that Pepsi did with Madonna was a groundbreaking sort of it.
Wow, so all over the world people saw that commercial at the same time? That's major. Alright, and I just still stuck on how is it that, why is it that, and again I know like from history, but to me just overall it's just so crazy how a black man kissing a white woman is so, oh, don't do that. Like, let's go.
It was the first time that a song was going to be debuted in a commercial, globally, internationally, simultaneously.
Pepsi gave Madonna a whopping $5 million, thinking they were getting a sweet pop princess spokesperson.
Who did they, and why did they think that? I mean, yes, Madonna was pretty sweet up to this time, but she still had an edge, a sexual edge at that. That was dumb on their part. Let's go.
Your sugary soft drink.
They looked at Madonna and they saw a material girl, they saw borderline, they saw a girl who had...
But when they talk about the borderline, I heard dude, they about to start dry humping right here, right? Like, get out of here.
in her hair and rubber bracelets.
So they must have forgot about True Blue era, because she had dropped all that regalia, right?
I had no idea what kind of a video she was going to make out of the song. She said the video had nothing to do with what the song was about.
Somewhere in her heart, she had to know it was going to piss a lot of people off.
But then not only that, they are dumb too. Did they not listen to Like a Prayer, the song? Because even the song, right? I was confused during my review. I'm like, I like this song, but exactly what is it about, right? So, when you call my name, you know, I want to take you there. So it's like, I don't know, if I'm listening, at first I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it's like religious, right? We got the choir, and like, what she say? When you call my name, right? Is that the angel? Could that angel possibly be like her mom? Like, is it that deep? Or is this song actually like about like a lover and comparing that experience to like, I don't know, like a holy experience, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like maybe comparing or equating like sex with like this next level experience, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I'm theorizing here, so y'all drop them comments below. So I'm sorry, Pepsi, the people at Pepsi was dumb. They basically used Madonna as a scapegoat. I feel like Pepsi was actually trying to go for an edge because of these cola wars, right? They wanted to beat out Coke. So I feel like Pepsi knew exactly what they was doing by getting Madonna on their team. But then they got scared and backed out. What y'all think? Let's go.
This kind of like, yes, let me make the deal with the soft drink manufacturer and at the same time, make everyone angry.
A good friend of mine is responsible for most of the Pepsi advertising from the 50s through now. And after we had our first meeting with Madonna, I said, you got to be excited about this. He said, no, I was never for this deal, and something is going to go wrong.
Madonna was about to create the most hyped music video in history, broadcast to a global audience and paired with a $5 million Pepsi ad. They seemed like a match made in co-branding heaven, but the cola giant had no idea about the storm already brewing on the horizon.
There was controversy even before it was shot. The people that she originally went to be her gospel choir found out how they intended to shoot the video and didn't want any part of it. So she ended up having to hold auditions in order to get the gospel singers in there to back her up.
We got in a bunch of small church choirs to do it. And I think even by then the word was getting around that the material was salacious and that there was a scene where, you know, Madonna dry humps the Black Jesus. So the choirs were dropping like flies, and we finally got a great choir to do it.
But casting the leading man would be even harder. Madonna wanted a beautiful black saint who could be brought to life by her kiss.
I got a phone call, Madonna wanted to meet me.
You know what? I didn't even notice that in the video. Like, that's how he came to life with a kiss. Ah! Alright, let's go.
So I came by and we just stared at each other for a while, didn't say anything. Madonna said, you better sit down now before I kiss you. So I figured it went well.
I wanted somebody that was sexy, but who also had a certain kind of spirituality, an ethereal quality, which I think Leon actually kind of has.
Madonna was reimagined as a modern Sophia Loren, angelic in her beauty and devilish in her desires.
We came to the one shot where she kneels and there's a strong light behind her.
I hear your voice. It's like an angel sighing.
There was an attempt, at least by me, to work that church light, what we call God light sometimes.
Feels like flying.
And we had her in this, as I like to call them, the chocolate brown Sophia Loren me slips, which we had 10 of them. And because they kept breaking. They were so tight at the bosom that they would always bust off on the strap.
Wow.
There's really nobody else in church but the saint and Madonna at that time. And, you know, as far as them being on the altar, I guess Madonna figures if, you know, if a beautiful statue is going to come to life, well, get a kiss.
But the most shocking image of all was yet to come, a massive field of burning crosses.
Once I get started on a project, I don't really think about how it's going to look to other people. So I'm just like happily building crosses. Oh, we need at least 8. I'd rather have 10. If we can afford it, let's have 15.
Alright, so one brain I can agree with there, like, okay, I can see that, right? Like, you so deep and lost in the art, like, you don't even know how other people are going to interpret it. But then also, I don't know, that could be also a scapegoat, like, yeah, the cross thing wasn't really my idea.
The whole concept of burning crosses meant very little to me. To me, it was, okay, let's burn some crosses and put Madonna in front of them. It's a good source of light behind her.
So everybody's just naive to the imagery of burning crosses at this point. That's been established. Alright, let's go.
I'm a small town girl from Michigan, a very racially polarized town in Michigan, actually.
Dang, for real? Like, oh, that's my girl Nikki, right? Okay, and I didn't know, Michigan, dang, make it sound like Boston. I didn't know it was so racially polarized in there. Alright, let's go.
Burning crosses means something quite different to me. Dancing in front of them was something that I definitely took offense to.
Now, I found out later that it was quite controversial that the people that lived on the other side of the bay could see these burning crosses and said, oh my God, what is this, a lynching?
People were calling the cops, people were, you know, alerting the news. It was really...
Well, at least they were calling the cops. Let's go.
Bizarre.
When we cut it together, I was ecstatic. The message worked, it was beautiful, it was sexy. You always have to show the cut to the executives of the record company, and they always have comments, but no attempt was made to dumb it down or soften the message in any way. I think at that point they decided we might as well go with it.
Madonna was thrilled, but her sponsors at Pepsi were oblivious, and their mega commercial promoting the song was given TV's biggest primetime stage.
Man, them folks acting oblivious again. I feel like Pepsi was going for that edge. That's what I feel.
It was during the Cosby Show, you know, so what family isn't watching the Cosby Show?
The imagery on the Pepsi commercial is Madonna remembering herself as like a little girl, and it's happy, and there's children dancing.
And it was all very sweet and yummy. And then the very next day, Madonna's music video of Like a Prayer debuts on MTV. And it was nothing like the Pepsi commercial.
That's true.
You have your burning crosses, a black Jesus,
and a gospel choir and a young woman looking a lot like Sophia Loren with stigmata.
It was sex, it was religion, it was interracial kissing, it was about rape, it was about all the things that are out there but no one wants to talk about out loud.
You see her kissing this person, kissing the feet. It's like almost like Mary Magdalene at the feet of Jesus.
Growing up religious and having to come upon that video of Madonna and scantily clad in front of burning crosses and inside a church making out with the Jesus. That's pretty overwhelming.
But y'all taught me that wasn't Jesus, right? It's the imagery is not of Jesus, it's of that saint, right? Of, what is it? The saint of biracial or interracial people, or something like that. But y'all told me it's a saint. And again, if I got this question to pose, if the guy had been white, would this be so controversial? I know the burning cross is always going to be controversial, but the guy though, would that have made a difference? The choir, would that have made a difference? Y'all try to come to me. Let me know what y'all think. And also, what's interesting too to me is, I feel like when it came to the burning crosses, now it'd be different for me. Like if Madonna, like if some folks standing behind her with some hoods on, like we not about to rock with this, okay? No, we got to turn this off. But in following the story and watching the video, me personally, I didn't get offended with the burning crosses because I see it as her, and even just watch her body, like her posture, taking a stance to say like, hey, now I'm against this, right? Again, like this is America, boom, burning crosses, boom. Like I don't take it like in an offensive way, but I think again that's where I said when people just get caught up on the imagery or on one thing and not the full extent of the story, it's so easy to manipulate the meaning and also accusatory statements and all that. All right, let's go.
I thought it was interesting that she has this black guy who represents this divine presence. Leon has really black features. So Madonna was revolutionary by having this really African-looking guy as a star of her video.
Everybody knew, about interracial relationships, but she had the black man as God. And I could see where people were like, she's the devil.
But again, it's so funny how everybody interprets the saint as Jesus, God. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's...
When this video came out, certainly many Catholics and Christians were upset about this. Individual priests and bishops speak about it to their congregations.
Overseas, there were effigies being burned on Madonna because of the influence of the Catholic Church. There were a lot of people who took serious offense.
It was just amazing to get the level of reaction was kind of overwhelming.
At home and abroad, people raged at the video's sacrilege, and they intended to see Madonna pay for her sins. Madonna's Like a Prayer video had created a worldwide scandal, and in the US, conservatives decided if they couldn't silence Madonna, they would go after her unwitting accomplice, Pepsi.
The controversy had nothing to do with the actual commercial. It had to do with the misconception of the publicity. People thought the video was the commercial. It was Pepsi Madonna, so when the Christian group saw the video, they freaked.
Well, the American Family Association, along with other Christian groups and some Catholic bishops who spoke about this, they urged people to let Pepsi know Madonna shouldn't be rewarded for this sort of thing.
One of them has this organization, a newsletter with 300,000 subscribers, and he basically says, I'm going to have all of my subscribers boycott Pepsi until they end their relationship with Madonna and never run this commercial again.
The Christian groups blew it out of the water. They assaulted Pepsi, and Pepsi took the commercial off the air immediately.
Pepsi, their sponsorship from the global tour, but who wins in the end? Madonna. She got all this free publicity and kept the $5 million that Pepsi had paid her.
It's pretty amazing and powerful.
Now, I think, that was bossed up because, like I said, I feel like Pepsi, with that $10 million, they were trying to take a risk. They were trying to outdo Coke. They wanted to appeal to the kids, be cool. They knew more about the video than they let on to. And Madonna was smart. Yeah, it's my $5 million. Thank you. Why would she give it back? I wouldn't. Let's go.
The piece that got pulled was the one that was backed by the big corporation that sells soft drinks, and that the music video got to stay on the air.
Oh, wow.
The material girl's dream had materialized with priceless free press, freedom of speech, and most importantly, album sales. Prayer soared to #1 and went platinum.
Wait, dang, that She Drives Me Crazy was #2 under Like a Prayer? That's crazy. Like, I just literally heard that song. Interesting. I love to kind of see, like, when the other music I listen to kind of interacts with where I'm at in the journey. So that's cool. It kind of gives me, like, context of the other sounds that were happening at the moment.
And Madonna was bigger than ever.
The Like a Prayer video was kind of a warning from Madonna. And the warning was, you know what, I'm going to be doing this for a while. So Catholic League and Pope and Republican majority in the Congress, you might want to turn off your TV for the next 10 to 12 years.
I'd seen artwork that used Catholic imagery, but I always applauded Madonna for taking it to the little old ladies in Pasadena, taking it to our television sets, forcing all of us to confront these questions about sexuality and race and religion.
Oh, I got a spoiler, but not really, because before I start the journey, I reacted to a live performance of this song. Yeah, you guys should see that. I will put that up.
Virtually every pop star has taken a page out of the Madonna book of self-promotion, of getting the name out there.
Madonna's, I think, an inspiration to a lot of us here today. She's definitely paved the way and kind of...
Fergie, so at this point, Madonna's already, like, in, what do you call it, like, the eldership of the game at this point. Alright, let's go.
Showed us how to do it. You know, she's still doing it.
I mean, she's the chick that shut down Pepsi. Like, who does that? Nobody did that. Nobody's ever done that since.
Shut down Pepsi.
Given that it was Madonna, given that it was a showdown with the Catholic Church, given that it was this public tug of war with the Pepsi Cola Corporation, you could certainly say that this video was the most controversial in the most directions of any music video that's ever been made.
Like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like Pepsi is taking the risk, and they played theyself. Like, they knew exactly what they was doing by getting Madonna. They wanted to beat Coke in the Cold War so bad that they end up losing $5 million, right? Alright guys, drop the comments below. Let me know again. You guys have pretty much let me know about the controversy of this video, but any other thoughts you guys have after watching this short documentary, drop those comments below. Also, if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. As I mentioned previously, if this is your first Madonna video of mine, I am doing a Madonna journey. I started with the demos when she was in the Breakfast Club, Emmy and the Emmys, all of that. Now we here, 1989, Like a Prayer. So make sure you check out my Madonna playlist if you haven't already. Also, if you would like for me to react to a song of your choice outside of Madonna, hit me up on Patreon. That link is also below. Last but not least, make sure you shop Empress goodies. There you can get you some merch, alright? Be swagged out, okay? Any era, doesn't matter. That link is also below. Alright guys, hope everybody's out there feeling good and staying safe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.